Hello friends, today we are going to compare and order decimal. This is our lesson number 8, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Our task A deals with money, and whenever we study decimals, it's a very useful way of looking at decimals, if you think of it in terms of money. So we have two amounts here, and the question asks us to compare them. Which set of money has the least total amount, and how do you know that? We have a set right here and a set over here. Whenever I count my coins, I want to make sure that I start with the coins that have the biggest value, and then the next one, and then the next one until I get down to the pennies or the smallest value. So I'm going to start counting this, and I like to do an estimate in my head because here I see 25 and here I see 10 and 10. So I've already got an idea in my head. It's going to be about 40 something. So 25, let me write it down. Cents, 30, 35, 40. Whoops, that's a 0. 45, 46, 47. So here I have $0 and 47 cents. So I'm going to compare the other amount. And here I have some of my favorites. I have dimes, so I can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 61 cents. So here I have $0 and 61 cents. So what do you think? Would you rather have 47 cents in your wallet, or would you rather have 61 cents in your wallet? 61 cents, right? Has a greater value. What if you were buying a snack? Would you, and it was the same snack, would you want to buy the same snack that cost you 47 cents or 61 cents? Yes, definitely the one that has the least total amount, 47 cents, because you want to pay the least amount as possible. You want to get your snacks on sale. That's why 47 cents is less than 61 cents. Let's take a look at another one. I'm just going to sweep this away and go on to the next one. Let's compare 1 whole and 80 hundredths to 1 whole and 8 hundredths. So this is what I have to compare right now. This is my job right now, but I don't have a virtual manipulative where I can make this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the decimal squares that my teacher gave my parents whenever they came to pick up the papers a few weeks ago. So that's what we're going to use. So this is these are the decimal squares that I'm going to use. And just to let you know, you can find this in a stapled packet that starts with place value. But we want to move over to the decimal squares because that is where we're going to be doing our work. You're also going to want to grab yourself a highlighter and a pen or a skinny marker or a pencil, whichever it is that your teacher wants you to use, so that you can write on this. So you can pause it if you need to go get these materials, and then press play. Okay, so the next amounts that we're going to compare are going to be 1 whole and 80 hundredths. I need 1 whole here and 80 hundredths. And I'm going to compare it to 1 whole and 8 hundredths. These are my two decimals. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. 1 whole means I have the entire fraction highlighted because it is all 100 pieces that I'm going to be using. You can do this as well. You can wait until after I finish highlighting it, or you can do it now. And from these 100 pieces, right next to it, I need to highlight 80. And I know that this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And if I keep counting, this is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. So out of my 100 little squares on this fraction square, I'm going to color in 80 of them. Think of it as money. You have $1 here, and you have 80 cents over here. Now let me compare it to the other fraction, which is 1 whole and it's going to be 800. And for this one, I'm going to switch over to a different colored marker, highlighter. You are going to do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my one hole. Okay, there we go. I found myself a green highlighter. The other one broke. We use highlighters a lot in math. And over here, I'm going to highlight 8 of the 100 little squares. There's 100, but I just need 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Now, my job now is to compare both of these fractions. Here I have a hole and a hole, and then I have 80 and 8. So if I look and compare the value, the amount shaded in this portion compared to this one, I see that I have a lot more on the pink side. So I'm going to say that 1 whole and 80 hundredths is greater than 1 whole and 8 hundredths. So the 1.80 hundredths gets the 2 dots because it's greater, and the 1 whole and 8 hundredths gets the 1 dot because it's less than. So that's the first one that we were going to compare. And what you're going to say to justify this is that, yes, 1 whole and 80 hundredths is a greater value. And this is true because there is more shaded in the 1 and 80 hundredths. It has more value in it. More of it is shaded. Okay, so now we're going to look at another one. And for this one, I want you to tell me if this is true or false. The one I'm going to compare is going to be 1 whole and 7/10. Compare, and I'm going to say that it is less than, that right there is less than 1 whole and, oh, let me put it over here for you. I apologize. 1 whole and 7 hundredths. There we go. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighters again. And I'll just go ahead and use a different color. So for this one, I'm going to highlight one entire fraction of 100 over 100, which is equal to 1. And I highlight it. And then over here, I'm going to highlight 7/10. Now these are broken up into 100s, and I could easily shade in 7 lines. But what I want to do is I cut out some of the decimal squares that were for the tenths, and it's the page right before this. So I just cut it out and I put it here, and I think that's going to help me quite a bit. And this way I can go ahead and highlight 7 of them because these are 10. It's divided into 10 sections. So now I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7/10. Look at all this section that is highlighted. For the other fraction, I'm going to highlight 1 whole, and I would like for you to do this when, not right now, but whenever you start your work, because you're going to be comparing some decimals, and you have to justify and say, yes, this is true, or nope, this one is false. That's not right. And here is 7 out of the 100, so I color in 7 of them. One more, just like that. And then I can compare them. So what do you think, boys and girls? What do you think about this one? 1 and 7/10 is less than 1 and 7 hundredths. I'll give you some time to think about it and jot it down in your math journal, then press play again. Okay, so what did you say? Do you think that this is true, or do you think that this is false? Yes, if you said that this was false, you are correct. False. And let's just say that the one up here was true. But this one right here is definitely false. Look at this. These two are equal. They are both 1 whole right here. But when you look at the decimal part, this has more area that is shaded compared to the 7 little pieces of the 100s. The 7/10 has a greater value than the 700s. One thing you can do is you can put a 0 right here to make it even. Now you have tenths and hundreds, tenths and hundreds. And if you think about this in terms of money, you can tell that this would be $1.70 in your wallet, and this would be $1.07 in your wallet. And $1.07 is not more, it's not greater than $1.70. So that's how I would justify this one. Not the same amount, not the same value of what is shaded. And for the last one that I wanted to do with you, it's a comparison between 1 and 26 hundredths. So 1 and 26 hundredths compared to 1 whole and 9/10. And again, for this one, and you can do this too, I'm going to put one of my decimal squares with the tenths on this side. And on this one, I'm going to say that the first decimal value is less than the second one. So it is your job whenever you are doing this, whenever you're doing the work for today that you're going to turn in, that you use your decimal squares. That's very important. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and highlight with a different color my 1 whole. And it'll be the entire section. Think of this as one entire dollar. Okay, and then 26 out of the 100. So this is going to be 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Whoops, I went a little bit over. Okay, and for the next one, it's going to be 1 whole again. So I will highlight 1 entire decimal square that has 100 little pieces and 9 of the tenths, because there are 10 sections here, and I'm going to shade in 9 of them. Just keep going because I know there's going to be one left over. That is 9 of them. So what do you think, Teak Tigers? Let's see. 1 whole and 26 hundredths is less than 1 whole and 9/10. Look at this amount. These two are equal. So we go over to our decimals. This has this much section filled in, and this has all of this filled in. True or false? What do you think? Yes, this one is definitely true. If you think of this in terms of place value, you would say these are the tenths. I want to add a 0 in my hundredths. I have tenths and hundredths here. And if you were to put a dollar sign, what would you say? Is $1.26 less than $1.90? Yes, it is, because the $1.90 only needs a dime to get to $2. And that is how I would justify my answer for this one. So please use your decimal squares as you're doing your work today. So just to let you know, this is what your work looks like today. And every student will have a copy of this assignment. And you tell, yes, it's true, nope, it's false, and then tell why you know that. But also use your decimal squares with your highlighters. That's very important. One more thing that I want you to do today is I want you to play a math game. I want you to play a decimals math game where you are going to be matching the decimal with the fraction picture. So let's see how this goes. First of all, you want to pick the relaxed mode. You don't want to be timed unless you're more of an expert and maybe play it tomorrow. Then you press start. If it asks you for some options at the beginning, just tell it yes, that you want to enable flash. And then, yes, you want to allow it to help you do this game and make it work. So enable flash and then allow. So right here I go. I'm going to match the decimal to the model. Oops, that one was wrong. Let me try it again. Here we go. How about these two? There we go. So you are trying to do this not quickly the way I was trying to do it, but you want to take your time on this. You want to get it right. Go on to the next level. Let's level up. So this is 0 and 1/10. This is 0 and 9/10. And this is 0 and 2/10. Go ahead and Click here for the next level. Let's level up. And you can do this on your own. Practice, that way you can get some fun time in and do your matching. This is a lot of fun, and then you can level up. I hope that everyone enjoys their lesson today, and have a great day, Tigers.